Hey everybody, good afternoon. This is Chintua, your happiness specialist, coming to you live from New York, helping retired police officers, military veterans, firefighters, and anyone else who wants to raise their hands go from W-2s to 1099 and redesign your life to fulfill its divine purpose. Welcome to another episode of our coffee shop chat. Thank you for being here. When you come on, let me know where you are living in from. I will give you a shout out. In the meantime, I'm going to let you know what the title is. The title for this video is You Don't Have to Grow Overnight. You don't have to grow overnight. While we're working on that, let me see if I'm able to invite people. Okay. Doesn't allow me to do that. Oh, okay. Here we go. Maybe I can. Woohoo. Bear with me one moment. I'm going to finish. I'm going to invite some people to see who is available to participate with us. I'm going to try not to drag this too long. Yeah, so you don't have to grow overnight. I tell you what. The reason I'm doing this video on this topic, I was just, thinking as I was driving, so many things were going through my mind. And the first thing that came to my mind was what I hear often from a lot of people, especially people that have either just started, in looking for ways to generate extra income at home, or people that have had past failures and disappointments, or people that just haven't had any kind of traction in their business and what they've been trying to do. The biggest thing that I hear from them is, hey, you know what? I've tried this, I've tried that. I didn't have any help from such, so-and-so or such and such. I'm tired of losing money. I'm tired of spending money and not getting anything in return, right? So I want to just kind of help you if you're watching this video, maybe if you've ever thought that, if you've ever felt like, I have tried everything. I've tried this, I've tried that, and nothing seems to work, right? Hopefully this video will help you realize that, hey, you don't have to grow overnight. But just bear in mind that even though you may have had disappointments, roadblocks, lack of, success or lack of results in the past, that doesn't mean moving forward, come tomorrow, that you won't have a breakthrough, right? A lot of breakthroughs. I know a friend of mine who also happens to be one of my, mentors. Her name is Keisha Bass. She will tell you that she is an 10-year overnight success. Now, did you catch that? 10-year overnight success. And what did it take for her to go from, 10 years in the past, 10 years ago, not doing what she's doing right now, not, because right now she's just crushing it in, completely in her business. She built a tribe of loyal, followers, a tribe of loyal business and entrepreneurs who are, making it and crushing it in their own business. So she built this tribe that people, anyone that comes to the tribe realizes, hey, I'm in a place where I can get support. I'm in a place where I can win. I am working with a leader that has my best interest at heart. I'm on a team that is moving forward, right? So how did she go from 10 years ago, not being able to do what she's doing right now to where she's, having a six-figure, she had, a six-figure, year. Actually, in less than a year, she hit six figures, right, in her business. So what did it take? It took her persistence. It took her belief. And I believe belief was the topic this morning on the Cry for Freedom call, right, with Ace and Rich. They talked about believing in yourself, because if you don't believe in yourself, one, nobody else is going to believe in you. If you don't believe in yourself, you won't have the kind of drive, the kind of vision to push through your disappointments. Because what's going to help you at the darkest times, someone says, what was it that in Batman, the Dark Knight, it says something about night is darkest before the day, because a lot of times in our lives, our breakthroughs come from the darkest times in our lives, right? But when we're able to push through those dark times, those disappointments, those setbacks, right? When you're able to overcome that, you get a breakthrough. But the key thing is you have to stick with it. Like Keisha Bass says, stick and stay and you'll get your pay. But if you come and stick and then leave, guess what? Your story will be a story of disappointment. You won't have a story that will inspire people. You will have a story that only you can share with yourself, being disappointment, right? Just remember that you won't grow overnight. You don't grow overnight. You grow every single day. And as long as you remain persistent and consistent in your vision and whatever it is that you're doing, it doesn't have to be, listen, you don't have to, break records. But if you can break your own record, you'll be able to move forward. All right? So you don't have to grow overnight, but you can grow every day. And when it comes your time, 10 years from now, 5 years from now, you're going to tell your story and say, hey, I'm a 5-year overnight success. And how did that come about? Because you didn't expect to come right out of the gate making $10,000 a month. No one does that. Nobody ever does that. Nobody grows overnight. But you can grow every single day until you have that story to tell your future self and those that come after you. Everybody that's looking, when people that are looking at you and they're thinking about quitting, they will look at you and say, oh my goodness, Chin didn't quit. Chin is a 15-year overnight success. Or whatever. It doesn't have to be my name. It could be your name. It could be anybody's name. You can pick a name. Pick a name anywhere. Right? People like Asen Rich, for example. Right? Rich Guzman will tell you that when he started, he didn't really believe in himself. He was, playing small. It wasn't until he started playing big that he started having success. And that came with belief. I remember him telling that story at Arizona during our immersion event. And I said, oh my God, that's my story, because I was playing small. But playing small comes with not believing enough in yourself, not believing that you deserve, not believing that success belongs to you. If you're playing small, that means you're just, you're treating what you're doing as a hobby. You're treating your business as something temporary. You're like, oh, you know what? If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Right? And sometimes, if not most of the time, other people will notice that. And when you have people notice that you're playing small, right? Most people don't want to, a lot of people don't want to play small. They want to play big, but they want to know that, hey, if I'm following you, and if you're playing big and winning, and a lot of times when you play big, you will win. It may not take you overnight, but someday you will win. As long as you stay with it, as long as you stick and stay, right? When they look at you and they say, hey, he's playing big, I'm following him. Just like Keisha was playing big, and she's still playing big. And you have over 1,000 people following her. Because they know that she is on the right path. They know that she is the right tribal leader to follow. Because she plays big, she wins, and she makes sacrifices. Right? If this is making sense, I don't know what, all of a sudden the picture is kind of blurry, right? So you don't have to grow overnight, but you have to grow every single day, right? No one expects you to grow overnight, so you shouldn't expect yourself to grow overnight either. Don't believe that, hey, when you just come on, you'll be like Asen Rich or Misha Wilson or Keisha Bass or any other leader that you see crushing it in their business. Because they didn't grow overnight. They did not grow overnight. I can guarantee you that. But they grew every single day. They failed miserably. Most of them failed miserably. Misha Wilson will tell you how he got, in over $10,000 in debt when he was starting out. Until he found his groove, until he found the right system, until he found and created the winning system. So, what's your winning system? You don't have to create your winning system right here, right now. But you can follow someone else's footsteps. You can follow someone else's example. You can follow someone else's roadmap. I always say this, that a perfect example of following a roadmap or someone's success is like, I use, the Marine Corps as an example, because I was, I'm a former Marine, right? Very proud Marine, right? If you're going through a minefield, right? You have your point man, your point person, right? And that person is walking, on a certain path through this minefield, right? If he takes the first, second, third, fourth steps and doesn't get blown up, right? What do you think should happen to those people walking behind him or her? They should walk the same steps, same path. Don't go deviating into your own little path, because chances are you're going to set off a mine that will blow you up, right? So you follow the same exact blueprint and you won't get blown up. As long as you stick and stay, you will get your pay, right? But it doesn't take overnight. So don't beat yourself up too much. Don't beat yourself up too hard. Don't beat yourself up at all. Even if you're not growing right now, as long as you don't quit, as long as you don't think that whatever you're embarking on right now is supposed to work within 2 weeks, within 30 days, within 6 months, within a year. Sometimes it takes a year or longer for you to say, oh my God, I'm finally winning, right? I can use my own personal example, my own personal story as an example, right? It wasn't up until just a little over 8 months ago when I started, seeing a form of success that I can, kind of brag about. Yeah, I'm proud of it. I can brag about that, because 10, 15 years prior, I wasn't seeing any kind of success. But guess what? I didn't quit. I didn't give up, in spite of all the difficulties I went through, in spite of all the shaming that I went through, in spite of all the disappointments, in spite of, trying this here, trying that there, one shiny object after another, one mishap after another. I didn't quit. I didn't give up. I didn't say, this thing doesn't work. This road map doesn't work. This blueprint doesn't work. This home business thing doesn't work. This, affiliate marketing thing is a scam. I didn't say all that. I never believed that. But I knew that prior to 8 months ago, I was playing small. It wasn't until I found a system that I actually saw that said, hey, if you've struggled, if you've failed before, if you've been struggling and you haven't had any kind of success, follow this roadmap, follow this blueprint, and you will have success. You will finally have results that you can speak of. And I jumped with both feet in. I jumped in, and I've stayed in, because it's the only thing that has helped me be able to tell my story. And my story is not over yet. It is just beginning. This is just the beginning. But it didn't happen overnight. 10, 15 plus years, I was struggling. I was, going from one thing to another. Just reaching, trying to figure out what would work, what works and what doesn't work. And all along, I was playing small. Although I was playing small, I was still learning. I was still learning from my failures, from my experience, from all the things that I went through. And along the way, I met people that kept inspiring me. I met people that had similar stories to mine. People that say, hey, listen, I didn't have success right away. I didn't, start making six figures right away. I went through a gauntlet of failures until I started believing enough in myself. So you have to start with belief. Like Ace and Rich talked about this morning on the Cry for Freedom call. Belief is the one tool that you have that is going to work for you when no one else believes in your belief. You have to believe. You have to believe so much in yourself that no matter what anybody else thinks, no matter what anybody else believes about you, it doesn't matter. Because at the end of the day, you're the one that's going to have to answer for yourself. No one else. But it doesn't take overnight. It doesn't happen overnight. Your story could be just like Keisha Bass's story, a 10-year overnight success, right? Or a 5-year overnight success, or a 15-year overnight success. But it will take belief, it will take persistence, it will take being able to, just take things in, right? Because a lot of times some things won't work. If something doesn't work, it's okay to step back and say, hey, let me take a look at what's not working, why it's not working, and then you make adjustments. As long as you're adjusting and moving and tweaking and growing, you will never fail. The only time that you fail is when you say, I quit. Once you quit, you're done. Right? Quitting is the easiest decision to make. But deciding to stick and stay so you can get your pay is a lot harder decision to make. But I'm here to share with you that, hey, if you stick and stay, you will get your pay, but it doesn't happen overnight. You don't have to grow overnight, but you have to grow every single day. All right? So if you want to know what it is that I do, if you want to know why I get so excited every time I'm on here, if you want to know what the blueprint I talked about, what this digital franchise thing that I ran into, that a friend of mine actually shared with me about 8 months ago. If you want to know what it is, and if you've never heard of it, or if someone has shared it with you and you still don't believe, feel free to reach out to me. I'll be more than happy to share it with you. Right? In the past, I've spoken to so many people. A few of them got on board with me. And it all started with a conversation of, hey, you know what? I don't know if it works, or I don't know if it's going to work because everything else that I've tried didn't work. And my response was, hey, I understand your story. I totally empathize with your story. That used to be my story. But you won't know if something works until you actually jump in. If I didn't jump in 8+ months ago, I would never have found something that finally got me to believe that, hey, I can actually start having $1,000 days, right? Multiple $1,000 days, right? But you have to be in it to actually win. If you're still on the fence, if you're still holding back, you're only holding back your own progress. If you're still thinking that, although everything else that I tried in the past was a scam, I got scammed, I got taken, I didn't succeed, I failed miserably, nothing else works. If you've been thinking that, I want you to adjust the way you look at things. Change the way you look at things. Like Lisa Grossman said, you have to begin to change the way you look at things. Look at things from a different angle. Instead of saying, I failed before, or what if it doesn't work again? Start asking different questions like, what if this is finally the tool that I've been looking for? What if I use this tool and I finally start winning? Once you start asking yourself different questions, you will start having different results. All right. So that's my story. If you want to know what it is that I've talked about, what gets me excited every time I get on here, let me know in the comments. Say, hey, show me, I want in, or let me in. I'll be more than happy to share it with you. All right. But it's not for everybody, because I can't make you believe in yourself. Right. Here, I heard someone say the other day, I was watching an amazing inspirational video from another Vietnam War veteran. He told you, I don't know what business he's in, but he talked about his story, how, when he was a kid, right, that his mom, they were on food stamps. And there's some lady in a store shamed his mom and started yelling because they were, with food stamps, his mom bought a lot of groceries that a lot of people, really couldn't afford. But through, public assistance, they were able to get, nutritious food, groceries. Some lady out of the blue said, how are you ever going to repay society? How are you ever going to repay me? Because she believed, because she pays taxes and all that she contributes to this poor lady and this young man, right? So the lady said to, the other woman, I will never be able to repay you. I will never be able to repay society. But you see this little man here, my son, one day, someday, he will be able to repay you and society. And he remembered that story. He remembered that occurrence. He remembered that event. And that inspired him even when he went through boot camp and got sent to Vietnam. He became a leader because he got an assignment to hold the enemy back. To hold the enemy back while the rest of his company could, do a tactical retreat. Right? He didn't choose to be a leader. He became a leader because he followed that direction and said, listen, stay here, hold them back. And they were able to do that. He came home to tell his story. And he applied the same principles to his business. And as he was telling the story, I was moved because I could just picture that young little kid in a supermarket being, watching his mom being shamed. And he remembered that story and he wanted to change that, his mom's story. Just like his mom promised that he would one day repay this lady, this obnoxious lady, and society. He would be able to repay them. And he has done that. Not only did he pay with his service to his country, today he is inspiring other people to become leaders. And he said that a leader is not someone that gets you to believe in him or her. A leader is someone that gets other people to believe in themselves. Right, so I wanted to share that with you. Hopefully it inspired you. Hopefully it resonated with you. Everything that I talked about, right? If you're struggling right now, one of my biggest struggles was, knowing how to generate leads. Everybody was doing it, but I had no idea how they were doing it. But this blueprint that I've talked about, this digital franchise that I've spoken about in the last few minutes, showed me what I could do to generate leads on demand. On demand, anytime I want. I could just go, all right, who do I want to, generate leads with today? And I go and I do it through a special formula. So if you want to know what that is, if you're struggling, to learn how to generate leads, if you've never generated a lead before, if you've never made a sale online before, right? Let me know. Let me know in the comment stream. If you get value from this video, go ahead and share it. Share it with everyone you believe it will be helpful to. Be a blessing unto someone today by sharing this video. All right. What I'm also going to do is I'm going to put in the link of the digital franchise that I've talked about. I'm going to put in the link in the comment stream. It may or may not be for you, but if you believe that it could be helpful to you, if you tried everything else and nothing worked, go ahead and check it out. You just might never know. It might be the overnight success tool that you've been looking for. All right, so remember this. Everyone you meet is fighting a battle you know nothing about. So be kind always. And as always, always be loving, be loved. God bless you. I appreciate you guys. Let me know if you're seeing this as a replay. Just drop a hashtag replay. Also, if you got value, drop hashtag value and let me know that. Let me know what you love best about the video. I'd love to get feedback from people about what I share. All right, so I appreciate you guys. I will talk to you soon. Go out there and make it an amazing, amazing, amazing Thursday. Until the next live, I will talk to you soon. This is Chintua, your happiness specialist. Take care. Bye for now.